hello, and welcome everyone. It's John the Net Guy. Today is Tech on Tuesday, number 14, live streaming and gaming tech. Now, I got a lot of really cool stuff to show you guys today. It's going to be a little bit of a different show because I'm sitting down. I've got this really cool new gaming chair. Gaming chair, anybody? Okay, yeah. First one on the channel, I have to admit. But it's been pretty nice. I'll show you how that works and how it goes together. I've got some other really cool stuff to show you guys in the way of microphones. So if you are looking to stream and this is your first time maybe, or you've got a kid, I actually just met some people over the weekend whose kid has got a YouTube channel and he's got a few videos with like 5,000 views already doing 3D printing. And he needs a microphone. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna hook you up. I'll get you a microphone. But today, the Tonor company has sent two microphones out, and the headset I'm on right now, probably totally overmodulating, let me know, people, is from the HyperX company. So Tonor has sent two desktop microphones out. I've also got this headset that we're going to check out today. I've got some cool Elgato gear. You can't say streaming and not say Elgato, right? They're just the people that make streaming happen. I've got some other tricks up my sleeve, some other products I want to show you, even some caffeinated creations here that we can use. And so I'm going to check the chat real quick. Again, this show is interactive. I really do enjoy when you guys ask questions. Even better if they're questions that I can answer, right? So I'm going to try to do that. We got tons of cameras up here today. So we've got the top-down camera here so I can show you some of the stuff. I'm going to give a couple show shout outs here as we get going. This is the side view so I can kind of close up some things for you. And you know what's funny? Because we're talking streaming, I'm actually going to show you how all of these tools and products work inside of OBS. That's my Logitech Brio 4K, by the way. And if you guys are wondering, how do I find all of these wonderful products? Well, let me put it up here. The Net Guy / Amazon. Net Guy shop. I got to put this link up here. Sorry, guys. If I was smart, I would have had this already programmed, right? And it's going to be amazon.com/shop/the Net Guy. And I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to instantly throw that one up if it lets me. Oh, where did that go? I thought I added that, but I guess maybe I've hit the limit here. But quick things, we are going to do a giveaway here. So if you want to enter a giveaway for one of the second products we've got coming up, this is the Tonor TC30. I'm going to show you guys all about it. It's a really cool USB microphone. That's the product I'm going to give away. I'm going to try that live wheel. Don't let me forget again, please. I'm going to do that live wheel thing again. We'll see how that goes. That's the giveaway details. I'm also going to show you how you might put giveaway details on your stream if you're using OBS later. So that's what we're going to play around with. Early show shout outs here. Wow, we got a ton of people already. Looking good, filling up. We got some lighting coming up. Oh, yeah, not on this show. Let me go take a look. I'm going to bring up on the other thing here. And this is going to be entertaining because I have used every single USB port, I tell you, on this laptop. It's crying uncle constantly here. But I'm going to show you guys how you can find all the products that we've got going today. So I'm going to switch over to this camera. I'm going to put myself in the corner here. If you go to amazon.com/shop/the net guy, you don't see these buttons over here like I do, but you will see everything else down below. Go down to the idea list here. Tech on Tuesday, number 14 is the one we're looking at. And just give me a thumbs up, thumbs down in the chat on the audio. Am I over modulating? I just want to make sure everything looks good on this side. But this is kind of, not in order the run of the show, but these are some of the products that we're going to take a look at today. And if you've got anything else you want to take a look at or any questions about streaming, let me know. I'm happy to talk about it. But let's get into the first product here. So let's say you're a beginning game streamer. You need what? Well, you need a way to show your game on screen and you need really, really good audio. This is something I can't stress enough. I actually ran a YouTube poll. I want to show you the results of this 2 weeks ago because I knew the stream show was coming up. And I said to all of my friends, what's the most important thing? And quality microphone destroyed on this one by far. SM7B is the one you see all the podcasters use, Q2Us, lots of good choices out there, including the Tonor brands, which we're going to talk about today. I've even shown you the Q9 Tonor on an earlier sponsored stream, so that was a really cool one. So you've got to sound good if you're going out there and you're going to do your stream. Looking just a couple other things real quick. If you do follow me on Twitter here, let's go over to Twitter. You're going to notice lots of things, but let's go to Twitter. I also ran the same exact poll on Twitter. So I've got here for my live stream peeps. What's the number one thing you should invest in live streaming starting out? 83% microphone. And what's funny is I went to the stream professor himself, Epos Vox. If you know him on YouTube, you know, you got to love him. I went to his Discord and I went to our private group and I said, hey, order these things in the most order of appearance. And sound was number one. Surprisingly for him, workflow and set design were somewhat in there. We're starting to see more and more people they want this really pretty backdrop, right? They want this like, you know, lots of RGB, lots of cool stuff going on. So, you know, that was on the list of important things. So I'm starting out with this HyperX gaming headset. I'm going to bring that back up over here and I'm going to go to my OBS just so you guys can see my OBS sessions here. So I've got my HyperX going right here and I want to show you a thing that can make them sound even better. So there might be, if I'm really quiet, this has such a low noise floor anyway, but if you look over here on this little graph, there may be just a little tiny bit, but this microphone, this capsule's already got a pretty good noise gate in it. So if you throw a noise gate on, we'll show you how that works later. What it basically does is says if there's noise, drop out. Just basically cut it out in between speaking. So if you have kind of an air conditioner, I got an air conditioner running, do that. The other thing is noise suppression. So if there again is an air conditioner or continuous tone, you can turn that on and hopefully my audio is just about the same, but this is really cool. There's also some other tools that you're going to see. There's RTX voice with a lot of the NVIDIA cards, which is really cool. That's another cool streaming technology, but I wanted to show you, you know, a game here. Where did I put my controller? See, that's going to be the thing. I got parts everywhere on here. So I've got the game up. We got the full screen Xbox. Let's put me in a picture. So this might be my game streaming. Now you can see me inside of OBS. There's my audio levels. Let me know if the game sounds okay. I don't want to be like Pinky Tech. You know, he totally blew my eardrums out the other day. I'm just kidding. No, it wasn't that bad. So this is actually using one of the other products on our show today. And I just wanted to show you again what a game stream might look like from the backside, which is pretty. So yeah, and Pinky Tech's just giving us a little bit of info on here. He's saying the NVIDIA broadcast is pretty awesome. They've got some really cool stuff in those RTX cards. You know, I do like the AMD cards myself, but yeah, it is really cool to have this. I forgot the name of this one. Oh, Ghost. Duh. So I'm going to take the Ghost and we're going to go run over some peeps. But I just wanted to show you what this headset sounds like. Now, I've actually tested it out quite a bit. There's some really cool things about it. Some things that are not super exciting to me about it. Let me go see if I can not get destroyed here. No, it's going to not go well for me, I can tell. Yeah, I'm doing the campaign. I didn't want to see if I can go not die here. Go up the hill. Nope, not going to work. But I wanted to tell you more about this headset. So this headset is a 7.1 headset. And that's kind of a cool, interesting tech. I'm going to pull it up here and then I'm going to pause it before I die, just so I can tell you more about the headset. So the trick on these headsets, and one of the interesting things about them, is you only have two ears and sound comes in 360 degrees, right? Oh, I cannot hear a game. Okay, I'll play around with that Pinky on the next one. But you know what they've done with these 7.1 receivers is they basically did computational audio. What is that? Well, when you hear an explosion or something happen behind you, the cartilage in your ear slows the sound waves down. I tell you, pretty amazing tech. And it's just shifted the frequencies just enough versus your other ear. So your brain is used to locating sound with two sources, your ears, and automatically computes where it should be. Turtle Beach is one of the first places that's done this. It's an old technology. Now it's available in the HyperX gaming headset. So I'm going to take a quick side view here. This is the little controller that they give you. So I can increase the game volume if I need to. You can also hit that 7.1. Now for Zoom calls, it ain't gonna do squat. 7.1 on voice is nothing. It doesn't do anything. But if you do have a game that supports it, and I'm just pulling this up in the carousel, guys, just so we get them on here. Sure, I've got the HyperX Gaming. It's in there. Let's see, add. Check on Tuesday. Oh, I had to change it at the last minute, so it did not pop up on the carousel the way it was supposed to. So give me a second here. Return to live stream. I want to click that product first so that we get it up here. Everybody can see it. So we're back talking about the HyperX gaming headset. So what it basically does is it's going to do that 360-degree positional audio using 7.1 channel simulation, let's say. So again, right here, that's that controller that it comes with. Now, as far as some complaints about it, the cord, not super long. So the one that comes off of it, it is removable. It comes down here and it connects to essentially what I'm going to call the controller. That comes out and plugs in USB, which is cool. So you can use it with new age gaming machines. And this cord is pretty long. There's not going to be a problem reaching to the back of your computer, down a desk, or whatever. I think personally the clip is upside down on this. So you can see there it's got the controls. It's got a mute button on the side. I'll show you what that sounds like as I'm hitting it while I talk. I hit it again as I talk and it comes back in. So it's a kind of a soft mute capability, which is kind of neat. So I like that. Just coming back over here. So the one thing is the clip on here, I kind of would have liked it to be facing the other way. I don't know what they intended you to do here. So, whatever works. But I have used this on Zoom calls and it's fantastic. It works really, really well in Zoom. Hey, I see a Skull joined the chat. Welcome, Skull. Good to see you here, man. So we're just taking a look at the HyperX gaming headphones. These are the Cloud Alpha S. I'm going to pull up their Amazon page. That's the prettier side there. So that's what they look like on the front. These ones just happen to be in blue. And HyperX is not the most expensive brand that they have out there. Yeah, Mike Sync is going to be a little bit weird today because we're going through a bunch of inputs. Sorry about that, there, Rare Apple. If I get over to this input, I would actually probably have better sync with you. So maybe that's a little bit better. So that's the product right there. Again, we're just checking it out inside of OBS here. And as far as setup in OBS, you plug it in. You come over to OBS, you go into your settings and audio. Now I've got a bunch of different devices that are not plugged in right now. The audio number 4 device is the HyperX gaming headset. So that's what you're hearing me on right now. And if I need to increase the gain, I can do that a little bit here. There's some other tricks that we can do as well. So that is the first product that we're taking a look at. I want to pull up the Amazon page for this real fast. Give me 1 second. Just so I can show you the reviews on it because they're pretty good. Again, take reviews with a grain of salt here because they can be faked, but 4.5 stars on nearly 20,000 rating. HyperX was one of the first headsets that actually got my kid when he had his first Xbox. And so, that's a company that's been around for quite some time making headsets. You can see it has a detachable microphone here. I need the microphone because that's what you're hearing me on. But you can also pull the microphone out if you're just listening. They have a kind of a gimmicky bass feature on them, which I'll show you when we switch to the next mic. I'll come back here and I'll show you this feature that they have, but they might actually show it here in the pictures. Let's pull those up here. Let's see what we got. They're available right now for $62.63, which is not a bad deal. And actually, as Andrew says, good price to performance headset. Absolutely. Across the board. As far as the ear cups go, they're leatherette ear cups. They're not real leather. They're, semi leather. I don't know. I think they are comfortable. I don't know if I would say you could wear them for 10 hours straight. I didn't check to see if they're removable on this model. There's many, many different models, and some are removable, some are not. I'm looking to see if they show that base tube on the bottom. There we go. So essentially, this is what it is. You can close out the base entirely, and all it's doing is it's porting the back of the speaker. If you've ever done speaker technology, it's allowing the speaker a little more, motion, and so it's venting basically the back of the side of the speaker. So yeah, definitely a good product there. I was happy to get these. They are again available for 62, 63. One of the tricks that I want to do is I actually want to get my daughter streaming. She is kicking my butt at Fortnite lately, and I want to get her streaming, and I think this is going to work. Now, I can tell you, I've got headphones everywhere. I've got headsets. There's two stacked there. There's one I use over there, and they range in price from $15 to $250. And these definitely price for value are right there. I'm going to pull up the next product on our show if there's not any questions on it here. Andrew says, cheap fan of USB microphones and the best headphones that you can afford. So that's a great point, actually. Let me pull up the next product. And if you're just joining us, welcome Amazon shoppers. It's John, the Net Guy, and today we're looking at live streaming and gaming tech. One of the most important parts of live streaming and gaming tech is how you sound, your audio. So we're taking a look at a few products here. Next up is the one that we actually are giving away today. So this is from the Tonor company. I got to thank them. Again, this is the USB condenser microphone, the TC30. So this one is a direct address. It doesn't come with the stand. I want to point that out because a lot of people, they see this big boom arm and they think that the microphone's got to be so much better. Honestly, doesn't come with a stand, but you could add one very, very easily. So this is the size of the unit here. I'm going to see if I can come over on the top-down rig and kind of give you guys a look that way. So it just sits on your desk, right? Sits on your desk like that, plugs in like the other ones into the back of your computer, which I'm going to get ready. Now, today I'm streaming with a cheap laptop. This is like a $600 laptop right now. It's one of those Lenovo's. It works really well, but I just wanted to show you that you can stream games and you can do all this stuff without having to put out a lot of money. Now, cord on this thing, take you back out to full, little over 6 feet. That's my layman's test. It is USB-C, so it plugs into the back with a USB-C connector. And I'm going to put it on the desk, and then I'm going to let you hear what it sounds like. And then we're going to tune it up for the most optimum sound. So I do have to liberate one of my USB ports because I tell you what, I got so much stuff plugged into this laptop. Okay, I think I can do both at the same time. You might hear an echo for a second. Okay, so it is powered up right now. Go back into OBS here, and I'm just going to verify. Okay, yep, it is getting a signal. I'm going to use my Stream Deck, which I'm going to show you guys later. If you don't have a Stream Deck and you're wanting to get into streaming, it's probably one of my number twos, just to make your workload that much less, make things a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on this microphone. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I might have to adjust levels. I'm going to take these off for a second. Take a small sip here. Okay, so I'm talking right now on the Tonor TC30, and they are going to sound different. The HyperX has a capsule microphone that is very, very close to the source of your audio. On these, you're going to pick up a lot more room audio. Now, it's an end address microphone because you're addressing it right on the end, obviously. I can show you that right there. Now, as I come around the sides of it, it's actually, or should, start to drop off a little bit. Now, again, that's just the polar pickup pattern that they have on these with the Tonors. So a dynamic microphone, this says it's a condenser, but a true dynamic microphone is only going to catch what's right in front of it, which a lot of people use. That's the SM7Bs, the Samson Q2Us, things like that. I'm going to pull this off just so I can show you something here. Sorry about that noise. Okay, going to come back over on the side cam. So it actually has a shock mount. Sorry, you probably can't hear me when it's that far away. It actually has a pretty cool shock mount going on in here. And you can see it vibrating if I shake. You can see it vibrating separate from the housing, which is important. Now, this is a pop filter that they include. And the pop filter's got the Tonor brand name when it's installed properly. Is just a real simple mesh. This is like the ladies' nylons you saw over other types of microphones. People make a big mistake, and I showed this on the Q9 that they have. They'll put the windscreen pop filter on top of the microphone, and then they'll put this pop filter. Now, what's a pop filter? It's for plosives. Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled peppers. As you blow out audio, Sorry for the noise there, folks. As you blow out audio from your mouth, even on an end address like this, you want it offset a little bit. If you've got people that are doing this, that's all that air is going right to the capsule and it's shaking it, and you're going to get peaking. It's not going to sound great. So you can set this off to the side a little bit, and it'll still pick up audio. It'll actually cut down on plosives. So that's the look of the TC30. Again, this is the exact one I'm going to give away. So I'm going to ship this one to you. Whoever wins the drawing today. Again, I'm going to pull this up real fast for you guys so you can see how to enter. Give me 1 second. So if you're interested in winning this item, that's the giveaway URL. Somebody in the chat, let me know if you've entered. I usually get pinged a lot here on my phone as you enter. And this is open whether you're on Amazon or you're on YouTube, or you're on Twitch, or you're on any of the services that we're on right now. Hey, and welcome John Hardwick on the Amazon. Thank you so much. This microphone is available for $34.99 right now. I'm going to pull it up on the Amazon. Speaking of that, got to pay the bills. So how would you find what's in the show today? Let's go back over to my computer. So here you go. So there is my Tech on Tuesday streaming and gaming tech. If I go down here to the Tonor TC30, right there, you can see it for $34.99. Again, pretty good ratings here. Let's take a look at the rating on this one. Tonor's got a pretty decent rating overall as a company, I have to say. So 4.6 out of 5. Again, kind of like HyperX, they are a budget variety of microphones. They go from very, very cheap on the low end to some pretty substantial microphones. They have a lot of cool features. This one is one of their entry levels. I'll be completely transparent on that. This is where you get streaming and you get going, and then you work your way up to another microphone. And I have gone through a ton of microphones. I have stacks of microphones, capsules, shotgun mics, all these different kinds. And it really is because every microphone reacts to your voice uniquely. So hopefully this is sounding okay. I just want to double check. And again, because we're live streaming a live stream, let's see here if I can find my OBS link. Okay, so in OBS, I actually did turn this thing down a little bit. So it is so, sensitive that it's actually picking up more. Now I can increase it, and you see it starts to get in that peaking range. I'll turn it back down a hair. There we go. Microphone is, I believe, plastic in construction, the way I'm looking at this, the seams. Carlos, thank you for asking that question. So again, entry-level microphone, that's what I would expect. The base on here is metal, the legs that I'm showing you right here. The adjustment arm that's there as well is plastic, it looks like. But I haven't seen a shock mount on a microphone this early. 82 Celica is asking, is this US only? Oh, sadly it is on there. And I'll bring up the full terms and conditions. It's already available on the website, but I'll bring them up in the game as well. Thank you so much, 82 Celica. Sorry, it is US only on this one. I got to ship this at my cost, so that's the only reason. And maybe I can come up with a better way to do that. So Skull says, yeah, it looks kind of like a Rode mic. It's funny. I haven't been able to afford a Rode. I've really, like I said, I've tried a ton of different microphones. Rode and I have just not connected. But I would say, based on those things I showed you before, if you're going to spend money and you're starting out streaming, or if you want to give a gift to somebody that's going to start out streaming, get a really good microphone. One that sounds good with your voice. Again, I've tried more expensive mics, and they don't sound as good with my voice. Honestly. The SM7B that you see everybody using, it's going to take a cloud lifter or other amplifier preamps. It's going to go into, I've got a whole soundboard over there. I was doing podcasting for a while. You'd have to, lift levels up in that. You have to add compression. You have to do all this crazy stuff. Whereas a nice, simple USB mic like this, you can travel with. Another cool feature of this I want to show you real fast. I'm going to come over here to the side screen. And again, sorry that you can't hear me as easily. I didn't figure out a way to do sound and samples. It folds up just like that. It actually comes in this box nice and folded so that you can unfold it. But I'm going to show you another thing here, and I'm going to mute myself for just 1 second while I do this. I don't want to bore you guys. Okay, I'm bringing it back. Hopefully you guys can see here. I'm actually holding on to this, but check the bottom out. It's a 5/8 threaded mount here. So it's got that threaded mount right over there. And you can put this on a stand. If you want to buy a $19 stand or an arm, or if you've seen Avermedia, oh my gosh, they have such a cool stand now. That's the stand I want that I can't necessarily justify right now. I would need to do a lot more Amazon sales to do that. But I'm just screwing it back in now. Hopefully there's not too much sound. But that's essentially, this comes essentially fully assembled. But that's how you can upgrade this if you want. A couple things that I don't like about it right now. I'll just be completely transparent with you. There's no onboard mute. The cough switch, as I call it. If I'm going to cough, even if I'm on Discord with friends, I hate to be off of mute. So I definitely turn the mute on all the time when I can. There's no physical gain controls on it. So that's another drawback on this one. You don't have that ability to gain up or down. You have to do it all in software. You saw in my case, it's got plenty of gain, but I needed to actually tune it down just a hair. So let's go back over to the laptop view here. I'm going to show you in OBS how you can make this thing sound even better. So let's talk about noise floor real quick. I'm going to shut up for just a second, and let's look at this green bar, and hopefully it drops. So you can see it moving up and down there. That's the noise floor of this microphone. Now, my air conditioner is almost completely silent, and you're maybe hearing some fans here, but I'll show you how to get rid of that. Again, we're back in OBS. I'm going to go to right-click and go to Filters, and I'm going to turn on the Noise Gate filter. That should be dead silent, right? So that should be super, super nice when I don't talk. So that's what a noise gate does. It opens and closes as you're talking, but if you've got some subtle background sounds, you can change it and set the attack and delay and thresholds and all that to really sound good. I've got a cheap laptop here, so low CPU, low quality noise suppression, but I'll turn on noise suppression and you might hear a slight difference on this. It might crisp it up a little bit. I noticed that this one picked up reflection quite a bit. So again, two settings. If you guys are new streamers here, I just showed you. Hopefully, let's take a look. I see a streamer that said something funny. Wowza. Wow. Hopefully that blew your mind there. But yeah, a noise gate can take a budget entry-level microphone like this and make it completely silent when you're not talking. So if you're playing or streaming a game, you've got your headphones on, like I believe Andrew was telling us earlier that he puts his money in the headphones. You got your microphone here, you're talking, you need to stop for something. You don't want to hiss, a hum, or anything other than the game sound. That's what you got. And then obviously in OBS, you can go over here and hit the mute button. And so there you go. So that's a little bit about the Tonor TC30. Now, if you guys have any questions about these, let me know in the chat here. I'm going to take a look at the Amazon chat real quick. Again, superb price on these. Awesome, Easton. Thank you so much for the follow. And Carlos on Amazon said, mute is necessity sometimes. Yes, it is. There are some solutions for that. And I'll show you one that's sitting under my desk right now. It's coming up later in the show to give you some of that more control that you need. Now, I do have, and I'll show you real quick here, on my Stream Deck, the way I'm kind of running the show today. That's my Stream Deck, and that's my controls down at the bottom, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but I've got HyperX, TC30, and TC40. And what that allows me to do is just by hitting this button, there we go. Hopefully you guys couldn't hear that, and now you can hear me again. So that's another cool trick, is if you need a hard mute, I have all of my hard mutes. I don't ever fuddle with my headset. So I use my hard mutes on the Stream Deck every time, and that's what I always look for when I'm streaming. So back over to Amazon real quick. This is the Amazon page for it. Again, I got free Prime shipping on this. In this case, they could get it to me within 2 days. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything on here. So compatibility, desktop, Windows. The cardioid pickup pattern I showed you in the beginning, that's where it's going to pick up around the front and a little bit more to the sides, and it's going to reject sounds from behind it, which is great. There is the noise reduction, exceptional anti-vibration. Yeah, and I haven't seen at this price range a shock mount on a microphone that's actually usable. This one's very, very compact. The next mic that I'm going to show you from Tonor is much, much larger. It has some great features, but it is absolutely much larger. And there you go. You can see the casting, super easy to assemble. There's one piece, you plug it in, and you're good to go.
So that is the Tonor TC30. It is available on a giveaway. Pinky Tech had to leave us. Sorry, Pinky Tech, you couldn't stick around. He's on the East Coast, so I understand. If you want to enter the giveaway, the URL for the giveaway is right in that corner over there. And if you're watching on Amazon, give me a follow. You know, I'm going to be here every single Tuesday this year, 5:30 Pacific time, and I'm going to try to do more giveaways. A lot of these brands want to get on the show, and I've been asking them, hey, can we give a product away to people that stick through the show and watch it and want to have some of this cool tech and maybe can't afford it? I know it's going to be a tough year for a lot of people. So Tonor has been able to do that with this product. So this is the TC30. Now I'm going to switch to the next product. Now, what's cool about this next product, it's on Lightning right now. It's showing me it's $43.99. Give me 1 second to switch over and we'll do that. This is the big brother. I'm gonna go back out. This is the big brother to the TC30. And you can tell the boxes are already much bigger. And that is because it has an entire mounting system and microphone arm built into this setup here. So I've already mounted it to my desk. That's what this little arm here is. So this is this, hexagonal, is it? What's 5 sides? Pentagon? Yeah, pentagon. So this pentagonal side, I'm going to put it in right there. And this is the Burley. Check this thing out. This has got 3 arms here, double spring, all the way up to the front here. Shock mount, the whole works. I'm going to bring this in closer here in just a second so you guys can see it. But let me get it hooked up and I'll start to pick up some audio from it because you're going to notice a distinct difference in my voice when we go from the TC30, which is a good one, to what I think is a better one for my voice here in just a second, the TC40. That off. Pentagonal. Thank you, Skull, on that one. So again, Tonor, thank you again, Tonor, for sending this out. They include all of the stuff you're seeing here. Assembly is super simple on this one, by the way. Let me take some stuff out of our way. So on this one, when you go to assemble it, all you have to do is screw the cylinder. This is the microphone body itself to the shock mount. Now the shock mount's got the integrated stuff. So you see how it moves separately. And then you screw that to the boom arm here. The boom arm is going to have a warning label on it because it is under tension. Now, it's not going to knock your teeth out, but it is under some pressure here because it counterweights this. So what's cool about it is I can bring this around anywhere that I need to. Now, I'll show you why that's important. So if you're running your stream in OBS, like I was talking about earlier, and then let's say we want our game back over here, and I've got my picture in a picture. So maybe the view that I'm looking for in my OBS, I want the microphone to just be over here, kind of out of the way, or maybe I want it in front of my face. So again, you'd have to play with the mounting options here, but I'm going to, there we go. Controller disconnected, it says. Okay, I'm just going to bring up the game here. So you could have this inside your view. What I would recommend, honestly, if I were going to do this more, is I'm mounted on the other side of the table and then have just the microphone and the arm sticking out, maybe right in the corner. So, but without further ado, I do need to unplug this mic for a second, and then I'm going to come right back here. Test. Okay, guys, you guys should be able to hear me yet again. Everybody kind of wave in the chat if you can hear me. I see noise. Let me do this. Okay, so there is a noise floor here. Now you're listening to me right now on the TC40, which I'm sure sounds wonderful. So excellent. Thank you, Carlos, for the audio check there. So again, this is the TC40, which is an upgrade from the TC30. Now, a couple things that are different about it right off the bat. It has a gain control. So I'm keeping my OBS maxed out. And then if I need to get a little bit louder for a section of my stream, I can turn the volume up without having to change my volume. If I can turn it down a little bit, maybe I'm getting super excited and I want to turn it down a little bit. I can turn my audio down here right on the unit. So that's pretty cool. I leave it kind of in the upward direction here. I'm going to put the TC30 down by its box for a second. Now, condenser microphone, just like the other ones. Again, I'm going to go back out here, and sorry if the voice doesn't line up to everything. That's just how it's going to work today with lots of microphones and inputs. There is the windscreen on it. Now, hopefully my voice and vocal pattern went down a little bit when I'm talking. So if I'm talking right now and I turn this, it should get a little bit louder as it's facing me. Big difference on this one is it's a side address microphone now. It also has a metal screen here, it feels like, or maybe plastic, but it feels kind of like a metal screen. A lot kind of newer looking here. If I come over to the side view, you can again look at it there. Yeah, very neat looking, kind of an updated look on that. And the audio quality, as it is right now, probably sounds better, probably has more definition. Definitely for me, what I was hearing last night is it has a lot more bass in my voice. A lot of people say, oh, John, you've got a deep voice. I don't think I do. When we all listen to ourselves, we never think we sound good. In this case, everybody likes the way I sound with a condenser microphone. It does have a tendency to pick up noise, so let's go back over to that noise floor. So there's a little bit on there, you can see. It's actually probably half the size and scale as the TC30, which is expected. This is normally a $69.99 microphone right now. And I'm going to go run over here to Amazon. I want to show you guys this. So again, if you're looking for any of these products, they're available. This thing is on Lightning right now, or is it Extra 5? It's showing me Lightning on the Amazon app at 43. So maybe depends on where you have it or when you buy it. I'm looking at an Extra 5 off right now of 69. You may check around because I don't know why the Amazon is showing me a different price here. That's not normal. I usually see the price exactly what it is. But let's take a look at it. It also has cable straps that come with it that are branded, right? So it's got the Tonor cable straps. What I would normally do, and you might have seen this on some of my other lives, if I'm running a condenser, is I'll wrap this around, spiral it all the way around, and then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 tie wraps here, and I'll tie wrap it around the arm. Now, not too tight because then you won't be able to move it. You won't be able to get it out of your way. But if you need to move the microphone quickly out of your way, you can do that. There will be some isolation when you tap on the desk. Hopefully you guys, I'm going to go over the audio levels so you can see this. 1 second. So you're getting some. In any of these arms, there's going to be some sound transfer. That's one of the drawbacks to these spring-loaded arms. But in general, they're pretty good, especially if you mount them far enough away or you have a fairly large or heavy desk. That can really cut it down. So that's pretty cool. This is the TC40. You're hearing my voice on it. Another couple cool things about it. It has a physical mute. Carlos, back to what you wanted earlier. I tap it again and now I'm unmuted. Little nitpicky thing here. That's the mute right there. Now, I don't know if you heard the clicking sound when I went and turned it on and off. I would have loved if that button was capacitive, believe it or not. And I would have loved if that light was on the button or below the button so I could see it. So that's one little nitpicky item here, but as a streamer, I need to know if I'm on mute or not. And if I don't have a Stream Deck telling me that I'm on mute, now again, I can turn myself on and off with the Stream Deck there. And I did that on purpose just so I can leave the microphone on and I can turn it off for a scene or something. So that's another option. So this is the Tonor TC40. Let's go back over to Amazon, make sure I showed you all the cool stuff that comes with it. So this is the kit right here. And you can see it's going to come with this boom arm, this pentagonal mount with a screw base. It's going to have a USB-A to B connector. I believe that's what that is. USB-A to B, this is normally what you'd have for a printer. The other one is USB-C. Honestly, I like this one because it's a little bit more durable and it definitely has a stronger connection into the microphone. It's going to have those tie straps that we talked about. It's got the lighting. You could run it without this filter or screen in front of it. Again, don't run a cone filter and a pop filter as well. That's just not needed. It is fairly portable, I would say, if you're using just the microphone portion of it. And these microphones, the condenser microphones, are great for music. So if you've got somebody that's a musician, that's another really important thing. Not done with the features yet. There's lots of stuff coming here. So again, I can adjust. When they say adjust the volume, they actually mean gain here. You can adjust the gain by using this capability here. We'll come over and talk about that dense mesh screen as well as these spring-loaded shock mount. You don't get stuff in the, even in the $65, $70 range, which is where this is MSRP. You don't usually see a lot of these features together with all those capabilities. And I think it's because Tonor was able to package all of this up as a kit. So if you were trying to buy a $20 arm, you were trying to buy a microphone that sounds really good with your voice. Again, same thing. If you want to get a little bit better sound quality, take it off to the side a little bit. So if you're going to be that streamer we talked about, you're going to be the famous streamer of the internet, you go over here and I switch over to my picture in a picture, have this thing wherever it makes sense. Again, I would change the mount over here, but have it off to the side a little bit. Turn my other pip off. Have it off to the side a little bit when you're talking so your plosives don't get in there if you get excited in a game or something. That doesn't happen. So let me know if you guys have any questions about this one. This is the TC40, and I may leave this one up for the rest of the show if you guys are cool with that, because it sounds pretty good. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you could, if this one still sounds good, if you want me to continue using this one. I can come back to the HyperX real quick. I just wanted to show you a couple things about that. Removable cord along the bottom. So I can take this cord completely out. Not sure why you would do that other than packing it up if you were taking it somewhere. You can run it, and I ran into this. You can absolutely run the HyperX without this plugged in. So you can run it directly, but I've actually had issues with this when I ran it directly where the audio wasn't there, you didn't have the volume. So definitely one of those things where I think that you'd be better off running it always with the controller, even if it does fit and can run off just the little connector there. If you do need something that will let you listen to music, listen to the game, solid showing here. I'm going to show you one other thing that comes with the HyperX. So this is USB, so it's not going to be plugging into your controller style. That won't work. It does have some features for in-game chat muting and game audio mutes, so it's got a couple extra buttons on this controller. But it does come with a carrying case, so if you're taking this with you, this is this little soft bag that they're going to include. And I like to see that. Again, you're going to put some money into some headphones. If you're going somewhere, of course, I got to try to do this one-handed, don't I? So if you're taking them somewhere, going on a trip, definitely put them in the travel bag that doesn't fit real easily. There we go. And you can take them with you. So another cool, again, feature, if you're going to put some money in some headphones, you don't want to put some dirty, nasty headphones on. That's another feature of the HyperX, is it's got that bag. So I'm going to save those off to the side here. We're going to go back and take a look. Just one reminder, again, if you're just joining us, this is John the Net Guy. We're doing a giveaway today of the Tonor TC30, even though I'm showing you the TC40 now. Awesome. Hey, Coach Mike, thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate that. I'm doing this every single Tuesday throughout the year 2022 at least. And I've got tons of backlog of products here. Brands have been really, really responsive to it. Tonor reached out to me and said, hey, what do you think about checking out our microphones? I said, microphones? I'm going to do a whole streaming show. So yes, send me what you got. And they sent out the TC30 and the TC40. I'm keeping the TC40. This thing is so good, from an audio perspective and all the features that it comes with. The TC30 is our giveaway today, though. Still a great value. Go ahead and fill that out. Make sure you fill out that form so that you can be entered for the live giveaway that's happening later today. That said, we are going to keep moving along, and I want to talk to you about game capture now. So I'm doing this pseudo stream here And I needed to get my video game, whether it's on my phone or on my Xbox console, I needed to get that game into the computer so that I can show it off. So I'm going to pull up the next product in the carousel. And that's one that I actually picked up around Christmas. Now, you could not find a capture card to save your life at the beginning of that pandemic that went around. I don't want to say the name because I'll probably get canceled. It was tough. I would not be able to find much. If you did find something out there, one of the ones that we even used at my church was something like this. This is just a simple HDMI to USB capture card. There was a million of these made for about 15 bucks, and it was a $15 capture card. Lots of problems with this is you put whatever device goes in and you can't see anything. So once it's gone in, there's nowhere to actually see what's going on. So if you're trying to game stream, you are trying to play maybe on your console here. So I'm using a Lenovo laptop as my streaming station here. And that's got the inputs going into it. So let me show you how that looks. So I'm using OBS here. And my Xbox went to sleep here, but I'll wake it up again. So this is actually being captured by the XR1 Lite. So this is the XR1 Lite from EVGA. And the beauty of this one is it's a pass-through capture card. So not only does it capture the game, let me show you a trick here. I'll come back out. I'm going to turn this around and you can see what I can see over here. There's my editing station. There's my couple other stations. My game is playing on that big 4K monitor there. That monitor is 4K, up to 4K, let's say, and I'm getting shot already. So I'm actually able to play the game with essentially zero latency. So you're getting zero latency when you're playing that game through the capture card. So it's got 4K 60 pass-through, from what I understand. I'll double check the stats. And then it's got 1080 60 capturing capability. Most streams, like this stream, is 720/30. You wouldn't believe it, but that's what Amazon limits us to. So it's actually been sitting here on the desk the whole time. This is the actual unit that we're using to capture the game. So this is the unit, the XR1 Lite. You can see the big XR1 there. I've got two HDMIs coming into it. That's the HDMI, I believe, is that the out? That's the out. So that red one is going over to my monitor. And then this one is the input, and that's going up to my Xbox console that's sitting back in the corner. So I don't even have to have it near me. And then this is my USB. Now, it's going directly into a physical USB port. That's the one right there in my Lenovo. And I would, if you're ever having capture or streaming difficulties, always make sure you've got a high-speed USB port, a high-power USB port, and you're going directly into it as much as possible whenever possible. So that's going to increase your streaming game right there. Let me double-check the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, sorry about the video audio sync, Jay, and it's going to get a little bit better. The problem is we're actually doing a stream within a stream. This is kind of like Inception. If you guys ever watched that movie, it's one of my wife's favorites. It's probably a lot better now when we're looking at it this way. It's because it's going through the capture device together and then it's getting captured again. So when I capture the video separate from it, it's probably a little bit different. Sorry about that. But again, a lot of these microphones are USB microphones. And so there is going to be a small delay. I'll show you a trick on how to fix that. If you notice that there's a delay between your webcam and your audio, right-click on your OBS on the audio source, go to Advanced Settings, and you see this sync offset, and you can go to 100 milliseconds, 180 milliseconds. If you're doing 30 frames a second, roughly every 30 milliseconds is a frame. So if you're about 4 or 5 frames off, that might be 120 or 150 milliseconds of delay that you need to add to whatever input source that you have. So that's a trick that you can use to synchronize your audio. Thank you, J-Rock, by the way, for letting me know about that. He said that the audio sync was off. It is if we're using the other camera. I'll fix that in post later, but definitely wanted to show you that. So again, we're listening on the Tonor TC40. That's my audio is coming in, but we're capturing the video game over here that I've got, my Xbox. We're capturing that with the XR1. Now, let me show you the settings that I've used. Now, this is standard OBS, but I do some cool stuff in here. If I go into this view here, you can see I've got my XR1. I can configure the video if there's any settings here. I can do a crossbar if I want. But there's the settings for resolution. Max is 1080, and max output is going to be 60. Now, in my case, I'm only doing 30 out, so that's what I do there. Now, I can then take that scene that has my Xbox, my XR1 in it, and I can go into the webcam here. I can put it, in the Xbox view, or I can do it in the picture-in-a-picture view, and so I can just nest that scene wherever I need that capture device. The capture device also captures game audio. I have it turned way down. I'm going to play some game audio here for a second. Give me 1 second to make sure my audio settings are set properly, which it looks like they are. And I'm going to check this one. And we'll see. So hopefully, if I unpause this, you guys can hear the game okay and see me getting wasted. So the XR1 does capture in-game audio. Uh-oh. Where'd he go? Oh my gosh. See, I'm going to totally get wasted here on this. I didn't say I was good at gaming, especially when I'm trying to multitask here. Oh no. Oh no. Shields are down. This is so bad. Okay. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that defeat there, but it was really bad. So that is the XR1 Lite capture card. Let me show you a little bit about it when we go to Amazon's page for it. Again, the way you find that is if you go to my Amazon shop and you take a look at this number 14 Tech on Tuesday link. It's going to have all the products here. And what we were just looking at is the XR1 Lite. And again, super, super easy to use. Pass-through capability at 1080p 60 capturing, and yes, it is 4K 60. Most people are not playing 4K 120. I'll tell you that. At least not without some serious hardware behind their console or machine. And so this definitely will capture everything you need. And the 1080 looks great. I've had a Camlink 4K. I've got a bunch of different ones. This is my ATEM. You guys probably never get to see this view, but this is my ATEM Mini. This is how I'm recording the show, and it's recording the entire thing to an SSD. It's got all my cameras. It's got all the other cool stuff. So short of using something like that that's got multiple inputs for a single input, this thing is great, this XR1. Now, it's not just limited, I'll tell you, to capturing Xboxes. You can capture computer displays. We use this a lot. I sent one of these over to Pinky Tech. I was giving him a hard time during his stream the other day because I said, oh, that looks really familiar. I sent him one over because he was doing benchmarks, and I wanted him to be able to do the benchmarks and capture directly off the HDMI and not slow down the machine by recording to itself. Because on these budget machines, they choke when they try to do that. So you can not only capture PC displays, Mac displays, but I'm going to go over here to the game view. Give me 1 second. I got to go back over to OBS. Take over back to OBS. And there's my game view. And actually, I'm going to do picture in a picture. This is my phone. So I got some pictures that I'm going to show here of some products coming up in the stream. Let's see if it'll allow me to do that. I have to actually pick a picture, it looks like. So this is one of our products coming up here. Got our coffee maker there. There's another product. So I'm actually using the XR1 to capture. Let me turn this off. I'm using the XR1 right now to capture from my phone through an HDMI output cable. I can also go and do a screencast to a Apple TV and capture the Apple TV with the XR1. So a lot of the streaming that you see me doing here, and I'm going to make this full screen for a second for you guys to see this. Full screen. So a lot of the streams that you guys have been watching me do over the last year, and if I pull up my phone, it's going through the XR1 and it's bypassing my ATEM, which only has 4 inputs. I needed that 5th input. But you could just as easily, like I'm doing on this computer that you're watching now in OBS directly, you could just as easily do a webcam, which is what I'm on, this Logitech Brio, and an XR1 to a console, to another gaming PC, a 2-PC setup. That's really, really common. So EVGA XR1 Lite is what this is. It's going to do that 1080p capture. It's got audio capture. I did have one issue with this, which I will tell you guys all about, which was that it did not like capturing my MacBook. It went into HDCP mode. So if you're ever using one of the XR1 Lites and it gets into this weird HDCP circle lockout, what you end up needing to do is download a firmware from their website that allows you to turn that HDCP default off. and then it'll work. But I was having all sorts of trouble with it, and now it's one of my favorites. But you got to make sure you do that. The other cool thing is, and hopefully you guys can hear this, I'm going to escape out of it. Okay, I'm going to bring back XR1 audio, bring back game audio. Hopefully you guys can see that. So this is Clash of Clans. We can shop, we can grab something. So you could stream a game right from your phone. I'm streaming out of a cell phone here. So if you wanted to capture a cell phone, what's cool about this is it doesn't require any sort of Wi-Fi or anything. You don't have any slowness or delay. It's right out of the HDMI. Obviously, make sure your game allows that. You don't have any copyrighted audio, things like that, which are just a big mess. So this is the EVGA XR1 capture device. I would highly recommend this if you need to do that. Hey, Carlos, awesome. Good to see you again here. And that is the XR1. If you guys have questions, let me know. XR1 comes in a cool little box. Looks just like this. I'm going to turn the game audio off so you don't hear that in the background. So this is the tiny box that it comes in. It comes with a USB cable and nothing else. So you're going to have to supply your own HDMI cables in and out. But superb product there from EVGA. And very, very happy with my purchase. Like I said, I bought one of these for one of my fellow streamers just as a gift for the holidays because he needed that. And that's allowing him to capture directly from his DSLR, which is one of the best ways to get good video. So I'm going to pause for a second here and take a look at the chats, make sure we don't have any questions to answer. And then I'm going to go check in and see how many entries that we've got. Carlos is saying, hey, it's cool that it captures both types of audio. Absolutely, my friend. I'm going to go over here to this chat. I don't see anything else. RJ says EV1 10-8 versus Cedar Crest. Oh, okay. You know, it's a little local local ball. Now, the question is, what is the 10-8? Is that baseball? Because that's a low score. Yeah, I don't think you can get an 8 in football. We'll see. 2 point. Yeah, I guess that would be it. We'll have to see what season's going on now. I'm checking the chats real quick. And I'm going to check real quick on the site. I want to look at the entries. Now, I'm not going to switch over to them. And make sure that you guys are putting in entries here. If you haven't already, I'm going to pull up the entry page just so you guys can see it. We did figure out how to finally export these. So this is how you enter the giveaway. I'm going to bring up the product one more time that we are giving away. And this is the TC30. It's a desktop USB microphone from the Tonor company. You know, it's a more of an entry-level unit, but decent audio out of it. Again, it might work with your voice better than others. So I highly recommend trying out a bunch of different microphones that you can and see if you get one that works well with your voice, and then stop and then keep that one and use it for a while and see how your stream improves with that. I'm going to run over here real quick. I'm going to log in and we're going to check the entries on the giveaway. I think somebody's got like a script going because my page is really, really slow. It's got like a script doing like thousands of entries. There is only one entry per person. Come on, people. Double checking that. The Tonor giveaway. I'm going to see stats. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of entries in here already. Okay, so I'm seeing some entries on this one. I love to see that. Again, if you want to win this, you need to be here. Stick around. You've got the entries in there. This is coming up really, really soon that we're going to do the giveaway on that one, I promise. The next part that we're going to take a little coffee break here. The next part that was sent out to me was actually for the Kitchen Tech show. I got to be honest. I was like, you know what? We got too much stuff in one show. I'm going to have to bump this one forward, but let me pull it up real quick. It's a single serve coffee maker. Now, these things are cool. I'm a big Keurig K-Cup guy. So there's my Net Guy mug, as you can see. No, these are not for sale. I'll get myself into trouble. That's the Net Guy mug. It's one of the first pieces of swag I ever had made when I got my channel going, because I figured they'd be great. I didn't know that they were so heavy to ship, so I couldn't send them to a bunch of people, but I did hand a bunch of these out to people. This is, again, you know, porcelain or whatever, so you're going to have to spend on that. But let me pull this up real quick. Couple really cool things about this one. Super light and small. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the side camera so hopefully you guys can see the top-down view. So that's the whole size of this thing, right? And it does have a filler in the back. So if you've been to hotels, it's very similar to the hotel models. But a couple cool things. This is removable and you can wash it. And that's got a screen in it. And then you push here to open the top. So that's going to pop open the top there. And hopefully you guys can see me if I pull the front view out here. So you push there and you can open up the top. Now it's got a couple neat things up its sleeve. So first, if you run it completely without anything. Now I recommend this. I do this all the time. If it's late at night and I want a tea and I want a coffee, I just use this as a hot water heater. This thing will get up to about 180, 185 I've found if you run it this way. So if you just want to make a quick tea, you put in your cup, fill what you want in your cup, pour it into the back side. On this other side are the two buttons. And I'm trying not to drop it and do all this one-handed, but on the other side are two buttons. There's one that says grounds and one that says capsule. Now what that means is that this thing can actually do both. It can do Keurig K-Cups. So it has the ability with this to do a K-Cup insert. So you can actually run a K-Cup through this and it makes good coffee with the K-Cup. So I've got my standard Kirkland Signature K-Cups that we use a ton of these, and this is a extra bold. I go with the extra bold when we do our coffee. My friend, I haven't seen him on here. I haven't seen David, but he comes over and he's like, I'm just going to run it again because my coffee is so strong here. We're in Seattle, right? Got to have strong coffee. And he's like, it's so strong. He'll run it again. And he'll have the second cup out of that same pod. That is a problem, though. A lot of people, when they say they don't like strong coffee, they don't like bitter coffee. And that's a easy way to get more bitter coffee is if you over perk it or you run it several times through. Now, cool thing about this is check the size of this thing out. I'm going to bring it over to this other side because I think you can see it better here. So this is their grounds pod. So what you can do, let me show you the difference in size here. Keurig came out with their own, but it was not nearly as big. So again, this can fit inside there. Look how much more room there is for grounds. So if you like to make a large cup of coffee, but it gets too weak, this thing can actually make it directly off of grounds. That's actually what I'm going to show you here in just a second. I'm going to use it with, we're going to pull up the old Seattle's favorite here. We got the Starbucks Sumatra blend here. I was actually, honestly, I sent the wife out because I was like, hey, go take a look and see if they still have that Kahlua coffee. Let me pull it up over here on this camera. So we're going to do the dark roast Sumatra blend, 12 ounces here of coffee. I'm going to show you how you can do this really, really easily. And we're going to make coffee live in my office. And what's cool about this in the studio here is I don't have to go upstairs. I used to have to when I wanted a coffee. I used to have to go upstairs and then, I get distracted and I play with the kids and, never get back down for a few hours and I get there. This way I can actually make my coffee. Now, ratios are important here, not like Twitter ratios. I'm going to take and I'm going to do, hopefully you guys see this, kind of a normal tablespoon. So I'm using a tablespoon. This is, I know, not a actual physical tablespoon measurement. I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do a little 3, kind of 3 heaping. I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'll clean off my desk a little bit. So that's what that's going to look like. I'm actually going to get a little bit more because I, again, like strong coffee. I want to get right to the top of that black ring. So I'm going to do another half one. I just don't want to see any of the grates. Now, resist the temptation, by the way. Resist the temptation to fill this all the way full. There's got to be room for the coffee when you do it. It's going to swell up when it hits water, and you don't want it popping the top of the machine off because you're doing that. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to work it. So I'm taking it, I covered it up right there. I'm going to take out the K-Cup one, and you can store this in. Now, inside the bottom of the K-Cup one, be careful when you're cleaning this. There is a sharp point down there, and that's what pierces the cups. But I'm going to use this capsule. Now, you can shake it. You don't need to pack it. Because the water is going to instantly do that when it hits it, and just close it down like that. So that's ready to go. I'm going to undo the base here. So I got to make sure I pulled this up on the carousel first. A lot of people are going, I don't know what this XR1 light is. Okay, I did. I pulled it up on the carousel. That's pretty cool. Let me know in the chat, what kind of coffee do you guys drink, if you do drink coffee, and how many cups a day? I'm kind of curious to know how many cups a day of coffee you drink. This is John the Net Guy. If you're just joining, we're taking a look at streaming and gaming tech, and you're like, why is there a coffee maker on? Well, if you're making a lot of, you're doing a stream for 6 hours or whatever, you're gonna be making coffee. And the way I like to do this, again, single serve coffee makers, I use them a ton. I don't like to have coffee that's gotten bitter because it sat too long in the pot. I will take a coffee for hours. And so what I'm going to do real quick here, I'm just going to pour the water into my coffee cup to the level that I like it. Now this is a 16-ounce bottle, so 16.9. I'm probably close to 10. I'm going to go a little bit more now because I did a little bit of extra. So there you go. So now I've taken just some fresh water that I had here. Now this is really cold water. What this is going to do is it's going to heat the water up first, and then it's going to perk. It's not going to be like one of the traditional Keurigs if you're used to those. There we go. Got it all in, and I didn't spill too much. A little bit. But you can see in the top there exactly how much that is. It has different graduated measurements. So, oh, here we go. We got our first entry on there. Espresso, usually 2 cups a day. Renan, where are you from, man? I went to Florida and I had some Cuban coffee. And speaking of espresso, and oh my gosh, I had like jitters after that. It was so strong. And I love coffee strong, like I said, but I only had one of those. So now the way I make this, and I'm gonna switch over to this side view so you can see. So again, this is the side that has the 2 different controls. There's grounds and then there's capsule. So because we're using grounds, and I'm gonna plug this in, another really cool use case for this thing is you can use it traveling. That's really, really cool. So I'm going to plug this thing in. You can see it blinking here, and then I'm going to give it the grounds. Now, I'll talk about some of the other stuff while it's going. This thing's going to take, and I'm going to... Can I start a timer real quick over here? It's going to take about 2 minutes. It takes about 2 minutes to get going. It's got to heat up. Give me 1 second here to get a timer. And I kind of did another thing wrong. I actually pulled this right from the... Let's see, stopwatch. Quit talking while I'm trying to learn to use an iPhone. There we go. Clear, start. So we're starting a timer much later than normal. And I'm going to leave that running, so it's about 6 seconds now. So I'm going to leave that running, but one of the things about these is they're not keeping water hot constantly. They're only heating the water that you put into it. If you're a traveler like me, if you like to have coffee on the road, this uses 1,000 watts. Now, from Renan, who's down in Brazil, probably on a 240 electrical system, that's about 4 amps. If you're anywhere else in the world running on 120 or around here, you're going to be looking at, closer to 8 or 9 amps. Now, that will work in just about any shared outlet. You don't have to have a dedicated outlet. The Keurigs can take up to 1,500 watts, so they use almost another half more of power. This thing puts out the same temperature of water in the end, though. And that's what I wanted to point out, is that ultimately the water is the same temperature. And for the people that are following along at home, I'm going to switch over here. So, the water is essentially the same temperature that you have, whether or not you're using a Keurig or using one of these single serves. This one is going to take longer. I think it's about 2:30 before it starts to pour when it's got regular room temperature water. We'll see, because again, I just pulled these out of the fridge before I started the show. But where I could see this working really well is I have a 1,200 watt inverter in my boat. And so again, hopefully you guys can see this here. This is John the Net Guy. We're taking a look here at the Farnsworth or Farnsworth single serve coffee maker. And I'm just running it through right now. And you can see they said that there may be a shortage of coffee. I read that today and I'm like, oh babe, we got to stock up. The cool thing about this is it can do both the grounds and the K-Cup model. So we talked about the little insert that it has that I set down already. There it is. So this is the K-Cup insert for it. So you can put the K-Cup insert and you can use teas. There's hot chocolate for the kids. There's all sorts of other ones that can go right in the K-Cups. This is another problem with my wife and I. Oh, it's starting to perk already. So you can see it. Hopefully you can see it over here. I'm going to pull over second camera. So it's perking right now. It's going right in. So what you'll notice is that the initial perk is going to be really dark and strong. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong? It's super strong. But it's actually going to lighten up as it gets through. And that's just naturally with the coffee putting out the oils here. So we're at about 2:30. So under 3 minutes. But what I was going to get back to was if my wife wants to have a decaf at night and I'm going to be up all night editing videos, I will throw on a regular K cup with the regular extra dark, and then she can throw in a K cup that has the decaf. Now, if you want to save a little bit of money, those K cups are about 50 cents a piece. I got this entire bag of coffee for $5. So this is Starbucks coffee. It's $5.99. Sorry, and I was able to get that. So you can use grounds. Now you can see it's starting to thin out. It's starting to look a little bit more clear. Completely normal. Now I take my coffee with creamer, and I didn't bring the creamer down, so I may not drink this one directly. But I can tell you, I had it earlier, and I actually not prefer this one. I think it's neck and neck, but again, super easy to travel with. So we have an RV. This one fits way better under the counter than some massive, one that we have in there. Redden says Latin Americans are used to strong coffees. Yes, you are. Awesome. So there we go. So about 3:30 here. So just under 4 minutes, and I have that, and it is hot. It is definitely hot. That's dark coffee. I'm gonna have to learn. I got to go on a diet here soon. I'm gonna have to learn about how to make coffee uh, that's black and not have all the creamer in there. And all the fake creamers are bad for you. So this is John the Net Guy. We're taking a look real quick at the. I'll bring up the box for it. I have it here. I think it's the Famsworth. This is the box for it. It is both a K cup maker as well as a ground coffee. And the one thing I said that I really, really like about it, I'm trying to see if I can set them both up to where you can see them at the same time. The one thing that I really like about it here, it's compact size, it's travel portable, it doesn't keep your water hot. When I leave the house and I leave the K cup on or the Keurig on, it's got hot, basically sub-boiling water all day, and it's using energy. This only makes it when you hit the button, which is cool. It gives you that flexibility. And like I said, my boat has a 1200 watt inverter on it. I'm looking forward to, because I've always had to start the stove and boil water and use a gravity feed and do all that stuff. This is so much easier in my boat if I can just hit a button, throw some grounds in, and have it make coffee. Because I don't mind if I'm waiting 3 minutes there. So it's going to be a little bit slower than your traditional Keurigs. That's the name brand of it. But I was amazed. It makes coffee just as good, I think, as them. So David Payne says, roast your own, no creamer or sugar needed. There you go. Thanks for that, David Payne, on YouTube there. And awesome. Thank you so much. They're run on. Latin Americans are used to strong coffees. Yes, you are. That's absolutely true. As far as size goes for this, actually, that's not bad. I might get used to that. I might get used to the coffee. This is a Starbucks with the lid, and it's fitting under there. This is one of those portable Starbucks cups. That's a full size right there. Plus, this is the biggest one I've ever had. And it's the biggest single ceramic one I've got. And guess what? It fits under there, even with the drip shield. So definitely has enough vertical room there to fit fairly large stuff here. Now, if you're going to put an enormous travel mug in there, it ain't going to happen. I tried it earlier. So you're still going to have to transfer. But even a mug this size, let me show you what this thing looks like on the side camera. Even a mug this big, it's able to use. So I was pretty happy about that. So that is from Amazon. Let's go back to the Amazon and take a look at it. I'll bring up the Amazon page. And I'm going to go to idea lists. I'll bring that up for you guys so you can see it. So that is right here. This is the coffee maker. It's $58.99. It was on sale, and it still is. Yeah, so you get an extra $15 off right now if you purchase it. This is a clippable coupon, so you check the coupon, and you get 15 bucks off of that. That's making it $43.95. So $43.95 for your backup coffee maker. And down here, I think you might see this in the studio more, because it keeps me from constantly running up and down the stairs. Now I'm still have to figure out a creamer solution if you guys got one in there. But very cool product. I appreciate them for sending this thing out. And like I said, it has the capability to do teas, coffees, ground coffees. I'm going to show you, give it a few seconds to cool off before you open these things up. Now, again, it's not going to do anything to you if you open it right away and make another cup. But I do want to show you that if you have some water in here, this water is potentially very hot. Now, it's dripping a little bit because I'm taking it out. But what I can do, and I wanted to show you this, I'm going to see if I can pull it up on this camera because this may drip a little. Those are the grounds, and you can see they're steaming. And if I show you that, you see that hole that it's divoted in there? So it's capturing it all in that drip well. But that's why you don't fill it all the way up, because that hot water comes through and it basically percolates through the coffee. So if you have this thing slammed all the way to the top, it's actually going to, not have anywhere to go, and it could actually blow out and have issues. So don't fill that up. Again, for a 14 ounce, you can do 3.5 tablespoons, and that's all you need to the top of that first line on there. And then if you don't want to do anything at all, if you just want to make hot water for tea, pull them both out or just run them empty. That's what I do constantly if I just want to pull a tea and I need hot water. So very, very cool. I want to thank these guys for sending this out again for a fair and honest review. I've been using it for a few days. I like it. It's going in the RV. We're going to use that traveling. Very happy with it so far. We're getting down in the show. I think we're getting ready to do the drawing shortly. I've got this chair I'm going to have to show you guys real quick, and then we're going to go do the drawing. So I promise you we'll do that. And then for you hardcore streamers, I'm going to show you some of the coolest stream technology that I use. That's coming up with the Stream Deck. Can you use it for ramen? Timothy Clark. I was thinking about that, my friend. I was actually going to test it out. Now, you can use it for green teas and other ones that need... Green tea is between 140 185 degrees per temperature. Top ramen, I keep mine when I do some of my other teas. I do it like 190. My daughter constantly comes in and makes ramen with the hot water from our Keurig. So you might be able to do it 190s. If you can get into that, it does put out about 186. I think was the high that I saw. So if you're able to do that, that would be cool. So I'm looking at the chat here. Pete's Major Dickinson blend, 4 cups, very much like Sumatra. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I took on my last boating trip, John. Very cool. And Arcilia. I'm gonna have to Diva. I'm gonna have to figure out what your name is. I'm gonna figure out how to pronounce it. I'm sorry if I butchered your name there. And by the way, guys, if you haven't followed already on Amazon, if you're watching on any of their service, my link to my Amazon shop's in there. If you can follow me, you get notified every single time I go live. Also helps me go up in the ranks. I want to get to the next level rank, and that's the Amazon, the weekend shows. So want to get on the A list. That lets me have some more exposure on Amazon, and then I can bring you cooler products, and I can do even cooler giveaways, which I like. Next product up, everybody, is the chair that I'm sitting in now. I was telling you guys earlier, I've had quite the week, and it's been nice. I am not a small guy by any means, and this is a gaming chair. A lot of gaming chairs, if you've seen the reviews out there, are made incredibly poorly. They've got issues with them. They're not safe. I saw some of the pictures of this thing when they sent it over to me, and they said, "Hey, are you interested in this?" Let me pull them up here on Amazon, because this gaming chair, it's not cheap. Now, I daily drive a Herman Miller Aeron, so I know all about good chairs and posture and all that. Let me pull up this on the side view for you. This gaming chair is $269 right now, but it has built-in Bluetooth speakers, which is awesome. It also lays completely flat, and you can pull out a leg rest out of it, and you can slide that out, which is kind of cool. I did an unboxing video, and it's going to be going tomorrow on Amazon, so that's pretty cool. And that's one of the things. There's a couple different options that you have here on this product. So $259 for the darker color if you want a navy. Now, I'll tell you, for my Herman Miller, it's got some backrest and support, but let me see if I can show you on the side camera. Let's try number 2. So it's got a bolster down here that fits inside the chair. The chair does go up and down. I'm at the highest position. This desk is actually too high, I noticed. I was looking that up. And then it's got this headrest. What's slick about this is when I'm 6 foot tall, I'm 240 right now. Driver's license, I think, says 200. So that tells you what COVID's done to me. But let me move this around a little bit. When I move this up just a tick and I sit like this, it's like floating on air. It is so nice when I get this thing lined up. Now, I got the sky blue color because I'm not going to be able to ship this to somebody as a gift. I was going to, give this to my daughter, and it's going to work really cool in her room. Like I said, I'm doing the streaming tech show because I want to actually get her into streaming and I figure I could do a like makeover of her streaming area and her gaming area. And so I thought, why not have this? Let me pull up real quick a video that I took. I just finished this right before showtime. So I'm going to pull this up over here so you guys can see it. And hopefully the audio is not too loud. Let me know if it is. And the volume turned down a little bit. So this is the chair itself. Now, what's cool about it, adjustable armrests. I'm going to tell you that real quick. So as you go up there, you can see the adjusters on it. It does adjust up and down. Those straps that you're seeing through the back connect to the bottom bolster, and then there's the upper bolster, and then it's got the Bluetooth speakers. Now, I had a question on the chat here coming in from Timothy Clark. He says, how's the sound quality? And you know what? It's really good. It's a little disconcerting because it's pointing backwards from you. The sound is actually firing to the rear, which again, if I had my druthers, I'd make it so that it was firing forward because that would just be this cool immersive effect. But if you're against a wall or it's going to bounce, hey, why not? It sounded so cool. I was playing it upstairs. I'll give you a little demo of that here in a second. So I'm going to keep going on this. This is this most embarrassing part here because I was literally laying on the lay flat mode on this thing. I told you, this thing will lay completely flat with the foot bolster out. I am not a small guy right now. It felt really good to lay like that. It was pretty funny. I know everybody's going to be like, oh, now. I can't with the white stuff. I'm already seeing myself spilling coffee in it, Renan says. Yeah, I can see that too. But let me show you how you assemble this thing. I'm going to give you the fast version of it, right? So again, easy to assemble, like almost any chair you've built. They actually keep the size down on it, which I thought was really cool. You're getting kind of a sneak peek here of what's coming up. So you get all of the parts out real quick here. I'm just going to go through the assembly process. It's got a really good manual. And first thing you're going to do is take those leg pieces and you're going to attach them to the base. You're going to add all of the wheels in here. This is all time lapse, so it's going to be sped up for that. Then you put the gas cylinder in, flip it over, push it down, put the gas cylinder in, put the dust cover on, really super easy. Like the side here, this is the Bluetooth thing. So I got to pause it there for a second. There's a little side pocket in here, and I'm actually going to pull it out now. And this is the little Bluetooth module. Now, what they don't tell you is it's rechargeable, has an aux input. This is basically a Bluetooth receiver you get for free with your chair. So if you wanted to go run this into a stereo that has an aux out or in, and you want to use this, you could do that. You could definitely run this and plug it into whatever. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just literally plugging in the cord for the speakers into the output that it has within that. So that's another interesting thing. Well, again, I'll show you the sound quality here in a little bit. Go ahead and attach the arms and then the base here. This is where you're going to use the thickest of all the screws. So I'm going to do the voiceover later tonight. You'll see this video post tomorrow. And pretty cool chair overall. Like I said, I'm about 240, 6 foot right now. The top of the chair here, if I didn't have this top bolster in, is a tick low, but when I put that neck bolster in, it's right on at 6 feet. So if you're more than about 6'1", you may want to look for a different chair. What I can actually tell you from the size perspective of this chair, let me pause that video. So this is actually pretty cool. The width of these arms, look how much room. So I'm 240, right? I carry it all in the middle too. I've got inches to spare, and that's because I put these at some of the widest stance that's possible. So when you actually take the chair and you adjust it to yourself, you can actually bring those in if you want to, if you're more comfortable. So from a gaming chair perspective, it's really tough to again, find quality gaming chairs. They put the money in the foam, in the base there. You see that foam that's on there? I've used this for a couple days, 8 hours a day, no problem at all. Heavy duty hardware on the sides. These are, again, more thick bolts that go right into metal. It's got a metal frame. And then you can put this on. Now, if there was any nitpicking going on, I think that some of this leatherette material may deteriorate over time. It's not going to last, just knowing my kids. You know, this isn't something that they're going to take for college for 10 years. But for the price, you're going to get a few years out of it. It's going to look good. It definitely has that gamer aesthetic on it in there. Oh, Renan, he says, you look like a dentist in that chair. Hey, Tina. Awesome. Yeah, thank you for joining, Tina. She says she missed part of the show today. Don't worry. I'm just showing off this cool gaming chair that these guys sent. This is from GT Racing, and I'm going to pull it up on the Amazon. I've already got it in the carousel for you guys that are watching on Amazon, and you'll be able to see this GT racing chair. It's right now it's $269, which is kind of in line with a lot of the gaming chairs. I haven't seen them with Bluetooth speakers built in, the lay flat, the footrest, a lot of these extra add-ons. I haven't seen them in this price range, and there's some caps to cover all the holes. So when it's all put together, it's a pretty good looking chair. And again, like I said, the thing that was weird for me, this is how you put the footrest in. Now watch carefully, because you have to have the footrest upside down as it goes in. That's how it closes, and then when you pull it out, then you flip the footrest out. That's how it works. Attaching the bolsters, super easy. So you can see here, I put the bottom bolster in, I just strap the top bolster, and oh, there you go. Timmy Clark was asking about that. There's a little Bluetooth unit, and they give you this little extension cord that connects the audio cable there, and a USB-C charger. So it's got the current, most latest technology charger. There we go, and this was me just messing around in the chair. It's at the lowest setting right there. I hadn't actually raised it up at all, but you can see it carries me around, which is saying something. So this is from GT Racing. I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like on the app. So the way you do this is you pull out the...
For the chance that you
Oh, it's already playing. Hopefully you guys hear that. Now.
I've been waiting all day to come here and see you.
It sounds really good for Bluetooth speakers. That's the thing that's amazing. That kind of shocked me because they auto played there. But I just turned the power on the receiver down there, and it auto connected, auto played. But that's the Bluetooth connection here. Let me pull this up so you guys can see it within the stream. So we're going to go back to OBS, and I'm going to go to picture in a picture. And I'm going to go to that camera so you guys can see it. This is, again, OBS. If you guys were doing some streaming, I'm using all the technology. I'm putting my money where my mouth is here. I'm using all of the technologies that I was showing you today. I'm going to go to Bluetooth. We're using the Tonor TC40 microphone. We've got the XR1 capture card, same one the Pinky uses now. And I'm going here, and this is the GT Racing right here that I've added. So the device type on this one, I can say is speaker. So there we go. So now it's not going to try to capture audio. I don't believe this thing has a mic. So pretty cool gaming chair. If you're in the market for a gaming chair, like I said, this one's pretty slick. The Bluetooth capability was definitely unexpected, and having the speakers, you don't have to do any assembly with the speakers. So that's another really cool additional thing. Can you post the name of the coffee maker again? Yes, David Payne, I can absolutely do that. Let's do this. I'm going to take you over here to the GT Racing. If you ever want to see how to get to my stuff here, the URL is amazon.com/shop/thenetguy. Really easy. Go down here, go to idea list, and number 14. That's they're all in order here. And the coffee maker is the FAMI Worths. FAMI Worths. Some of these things are hard to pronounce, but just single serve coffee maker for K-Cup, looks just like this. And it works fantastic. Like I said, I've been able to use for coffee and other stuff, both directions. Works really well. So that was the GT Racing. Let's go take a look at their Amazon page. Right now, it is available with Prime shipping. Now, they go back and forth. There's only 10 of them available left. It would be there Friday if I ordered one for me here. I'm seriously considering ordering one more for my other daughter because they kind of have a shared desk, but I don't know if I should make them the same. Let me know. Should I make one the darker blue and one the lighter blue? Just let me know if I should get the girls the same exact thing. I've gotten in trouble before. I've gone on trips and I come back with one gift that's slightly different, and then they fight over them all the time. So maybe I've got to go with the same gift. I don't know what I have to do there. So here we go. 5.1 Bluetooth it's saying, which I have no idea what that is, but I know that 5.0 Bluetooth is better. Adjustable armrest. They do go out too, so I didn't really show that. So they do swivel to different directions, and they go up and down. They have the sides. You could set it up without the arms if you don't want them. I use them a lot in meetings. I'll put my arms down. With this desk right here, this desk is too high. I think it's about 31 inches. This desk should only be 28, 29 is the normal size. And so that's why I'm a little bit down further than what I should be. I should be up like about here. Not the chair's fault. It's the desk's fault in this case. So And back over here, a couple interesting things. They got some logos on here. The one thing I was actually wondering about was the rear logo has a year of 2022 on it. I wonder, are they going to come out with yearly versions? Maybe, maybe not. And like I said, full steel frame construction on this. I am not a slight person. I wish I was smaller. But I can literally, I'll take it. Now, again, get ready to capture this if it goes bad, right? Okay. I'm going to do it this way just because you guys can see the angle. And I'm literally leaning back and it will go completely flat. And I don't have that feeling like it's tippy. The legs on this thing are wide enough that it doesn't feel tippy. That was the side handle. It's spring loaded, so you can bring it up. You can bring it almost vertical. So that's me when I'm kind of in a vertical mode. Let me know what you guys think about the TC40. Should I keep using this thing? I use a headset boom mic all the time, and if the TC40 is just as good, man, maybe I'll keep using this. But back over to the Amazon real quick. There is the extra thick high density foam. I want to find the picture of the seat because this was the thing that's important to me. One question did come in. Does it have a mesh version? No, I didn't see a mesh version on their site. It does have that high density foam in there, and for my weight, it's definitely almost like memory foam. If you've had a thicker memory foam, it definitely does work, and so definitely bolsters well. Decent chair overall. Like I said, I'm going to post it's not a full review, it's an unbox only right now. I'm going to post the unbox only video tomorrow, and I'll do some commentary of what you just saw in there. So if you see that alert, you can skip it. But if you do want to pick up one of these, they're available right now. I think it said that they only have 10 left. There's that saying the 150 degrees of incline there. It feels like it. It's definitely flat, so that'll be a 30-degree angle. And then it does have this footrest, which to me, if you're a younger kid, maybe it's weird because you'd be in a really relaxed posture. This would be good maybe if you're playing on a TV and it's mounted up. But for console gaming, on PC gaming, probably not use it. But again, decent looking chair. Doesn't look so bad. I would have probably gone for a darker blue or maybe a red. That's just me. Blue's my favorite, dark blue. So lots of cool options there. And again, from GT Racing Company, super easy to put together. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to take a quick look on the Amazon side. Make sure, looks like we're doing good on Amazon. And we're going to get to our last couple items here. So before I do that, I owed you a giveaway. If you guys haven't already, the giveaway is closing right now. Make sure that you have submitted for the giveaway because I'm about to export the submissions. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to move this around so I can see. View submissions. This is what I did last time wrong, is I didn't do submissions. Okay, we got quite a few people here. I'm going to... Ooh, some people doubled here. I'm going to have to do a unique here on your apply submission filters. Okay, give me 1 second. I don't want people's names to go in here. Got it. And I have all of the people. I've got them in here. Okay, I think I did this right. And I got to take one of these out. Sorry, you doubled already, buddy. You were in there twice. I can't have that. Okay. And this is for the TC40 again from Tonor. I got to pull this thing up. This is what we're drawing for live, you guys. This is the TC30 from Tonor. Everybody's like, hey, we got an upgrade. No, this is the TC30. And, let me know and let Tonor know if you guys want to see more giveaways like this. This is definitely a great beginning entry streamer's microphone. A couple little things, like I said, that would be nice is a mute button, but if you want to do that, upgrade to the TC40, Very easy, very compact, would fit on a small kid's desk too, which is kind of a cool idea. I got everybody copied. We're going to take you guys over. I got to close this out just because I don't want to open it back up during the live show. And spinner wheel. Here we go. I'm just getting it programmed in here. Love it. This is always my favorite part when I can give away stuff. Okay. Are you guys ready? I need to go in here and double check the wheel sound volume is up. seconds to spin the wheel for 12 seconds. And I need to make sure my audio output is set properly. Are you guys ready for this? Let me know in the chat if we're ready to do this. I gotta see at least one positive in the chat. I am ready to do this. I got it loaded up here. We got the wheel of spin ready. I'm taking a look at the Amazon chat. Here we go. I see everybody is entered. Here we go, hitting the button. Oh goodness! Oh man, Tim, you were so close. Drac Ryu, you are the winner today of the TC30 from Tonor. I'll reach out to you via email, so don't block me or anything. Make sure you see me there. Let me know. Drac Ryu, thank you so much. You have won the TC30. I got 2 more products to show today. Lots of cool stuff again going on here, and we're going to continue to do this. So if you like these giveaways that I'm doing every week live on the Amazon, let me know, and I will continue to do that, and I'll continue to talk to the brands like Tonor, which graciously offered this item up, and we will continue to send these out to lucky winners. So that is awesome. And I'm going to go over to the next product here and get it queued up. Got to get out of that one. I'm going to close a couple other ones and save that. Got to save my entry list so nobody says that I did it wrong. Here we go. First win ever. Oh, Jeremy, that must be our entry person there. So there we go. Very cool. I'm so glad that you were able to win something here. I'm going to go back over to the Amazon page. I'm going to show you the last couple products here from my Amazon page, and I'm going to get it set up in Amazon Live because I got to do that. Congratulations again on that win here. This is an Elgato Stream Deck is the next item I'm going to show you. Now there's 2 versions of it. I'm going to call it the Legacy version. I've got the original Stream Deck, and they're almost identical between the 2. You won't be missing buttons or anything like that. There's a different plug-in design. It's detachable on the new one, and the base, which both of them are bad. Excuse me, it has a different base design. But we're going to look at this one here, which is $124.99 right now. And it looks like there's a 50% off gift service code if you wanted to do that. I purchased this 2 times. The last time was beginning of last year as well, because these things are so versatile and so useful. I just love these Stream Decks. So what do they do? It is a streamer's tool for automation. So I've got a few buttons here programmed that you can see. Now, let me show you where that programs. I'm actually just going to pull it up on this computer. This is the app where you can program in your buttons. So if you want to do something cool, like go to a specific scene, now you can see all the different scenes that I have here. If I hit go to a specific scene, it's actually changing my OBS. So I'm going to go down to OBS in the background here. It's been running. Close the full screen projection view. So this is my OBS. If I just hit different buttons here, I can go to my Xbox, which has decided to go to sleep on me. So if you're a streamer and you don't want to have to try to take your mouse and go find and click the right thing, you can totally use this. Oh, and it's actually because I haven't plugged the Xbox in anymore. I was on my phone. So this is the phone right here. So there it is. So that's what we've got going. So if I want to go between different modes, going from phone full to picture in a picture to that, I'm just hitting different buttons on the Stream Deck. Now, if I need to mute myself real quick, I'm about to cough. I just hit the TC40 button, which I've configured on that. And again, all of these are configurable. So you just come over here to the Stream Deck software. I have used these for live streams constantly. There's so much going on when you're gaming or live streaming. The Stream Deck cuts down your workload. That's the beauty of it. So if you're going to be a streamer, workflow and workload while you're streaming needs to be as simple as possible. I've had issues with Amazon Live. I've had issues with sound. I've had other issues. And that's where this thing really, really comes in. Now, let's say I want a really cool overlay. I just did an overlay mode, and there I've got my game or whatever, in this case, my phone, running. Let's pull a game up. There we go. Ooh, you know what's funny? It's coming out of the chair now because I'm still on Bluetooth. That's so awesome. I got the sound coming out of there. So if I'm doing that, I can have my overlay mode, but maybe I want to, yell at somebody. So I come back out to the full and then I go back into my game. It's all one click away. The other thing is that it's going to change. I'm going to go bring us up on the side. Let's bring it on that side. It's going to change the highlight as you push these. So as it's changing, it's going to show you what mode that you're on. Now I use a bunch of these and I actually use multiple pages. So they have different versions. They've got a 6-button version. They've got this 15-button one, which is the most I could afford, the one that I'm showing you right now. And they've got one, I think it's 20 plus buttons or maybe 30 buttons. It's great. But I couldn't afford that. And it's honestly too big. So this fits really well. I'm going to show you, if you've been watching my stream for a while, pull this up over here. I'll show you guys that. So this is where I put it. I put it underneath my laptop. So there's the show laptop. I keep it under the laptop. And again, I can change between the different scenes. You're seeing it change on the OBS there. I can do that in one tap. So if I got my controller and I want to tap something, I can quickly switch or switch out of it. Other cool things that this has, it's not just for streaming. If you're like me, a video editor, and you want to change your tool palettes. So back behind me, I'm color grading some of that footage for tomorrow. I'm going to do some voiceover work. If I want to have hotkeys set up by application, the Stream Deck allows me to switch between different palettes when I tab between apps. So the buttons will change. The other cool thing is you can buy different icon sets. So at my church, we use a combination of an ATEM like this, what I'm using, a 4-input HDMI switcher, and we use the Stream Deck. Super duper handy, makes it really, really easy to simplify the workflow. So much so that I told him, I said, my job at church on streaming Sundays is pushing buttons, because that's literally it. I don't have to do commands. I don't have to click through applications. I have 3 buttons for our different 3 cameras, and I have the buttons on here. Now, cameraman last week, Tim, that was helping us with the Kitchen Tech show, he's actually taken over my job over there, basically. He pushes buttons every weekend now. But if you're going to be doing live streaming, the Stream Deck is really where it's at. Now, a couple things I'll show you real quick that I've done to mine. I taped mine. So I use gaff tape. That's real common. And I just taped it to this base because it'll fall off of the base. That's one of the improvements they made, is the new one, and it's also in the carousel. Not carousel, sorry. In the Idealist, the new one has a stronger fitting base. But this one, it would allow you to change from 4 different uncomfortable positions. I always kept it at the latest laid back, or I would run a piece of tape around the back and get it laid back as deep as possible. And then honestly, I would tape it to my desk. And that worked really well. Another trick you can do, if you can't afford a Stream Deck, let's say, $124 is too much, you're just starting out. Let me see if I even got this. There's another cool thing that you can do. Stream Deck. They have an app version. So for your phone, you can say find settings. It's actually looking for a computer. But it's finding, there's my Stream Deck app. You see the kind of the button glow there? This simulates a 15-button Stream Deck that you can use on your phone. So if you want to try it out and you don't have the money to lay 124 down on this, what I would consider the entry-level one, the 6-button one, I unless you're going to do multiple pages, I wouldn't do it. But this one right here, if you're going to want to try it out and maybe see how the programming works and all that, you can get this thing and do it really easily. Now, I'm going to show you how we can add a button real fast in OBS. I'm going to come over here. So I'm going to go down to my Stream Deck, and I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I want a button over here, and I want it to go to a different scene. So I'm going to go add scene over here, and I can type in whatever I want, and it's going to actually program on top of the button. So this is actually going to set the text of the button. So I can say run of show. I've gotten confused before during the middle of a show, so I've had to start doing this. But let's say run of show. Okay, and that's showing on the button. Now what's it going to do? It's going to go to my local gaming collection, and it's going to go to the run of show scene. Now what's cool about this, if I pull this out of the way, and I hit that run of show, which is now sitting on my finger, I'm going to hit it, it goes to this other scene, right? So that's instantly updating, and that's what that other scene is supposed to look like. Sorry, there's 2 of me there, but yeah, that's what we're showing here. This is the different products. So that's the Elgato Stream Deck 15-button I call it a workflow tool, really. Again, you can use it to switch quickly between scenes here. That was my OBS version. So it will do all sorts of cool dynamic stuff. We also use it to advance PowerPoint slides, basically, at church. So you can integrate it with other apps. That's really, really cool. And, very, very happy with my Stream Deck. Now, there is one more cool product that I have to tell you about, and we're coming up towards the end of the show, and it's one I just literally got today. Now, let's see if I can do this. I just showed you the Stream Deck, right? I'm going to plug something in here, and hopefully we can do this. Okay, so that was the Stream Deck. Now, check it out. Both hands are up. I'm switching scenes. And I'm using the next product that's coming up here. I'm going to tap and make sure I've got it on here. This is a new product from Elgato. And I just got it. And I just got it put in today. And that is the Stream Deck pedal. So you can actually pedal your way to different scenes. Now it's a 3-button pedal. And again, it's just loading up here. The third button I actually have here set to mute and unmute my HyperX gaming, but I'll show you how to program this pedal. So I'll go in here. Let me go back out here first. I want to bring up the Amazon page for it. So this is the pedal. This is what I'm clicking on down below. I'm going to bring it up here in just a second. But I'm clicking the different buttons but with my feet, and I'm able to use the center pedal, the right pedal, and the left pedal and switch back and forth. Now let's go over here, and I'm going to go to my profiles. Same programming model. So now this is the pedals by my feet, and my left one goes to full cam. If I step on the middle, it goes to the picture in a picture, and my right button does a mute. Well, I don't have that same microphone plugged in, so if I go to the TC40, now let me go back over to OBS so you can see me. Uh-oh, don't need that. Let's go back over here. Gotta close out of that. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I'm back in OBS, and I want to go back and forth between different scenes. I can just step my way. Using 2 hands to play my game, I can use my feet now to do 3 common inputs. Now, you can do multiple pages of inputs. You can do all sorts of stuff. It even has a little widget that can be overlaid on your screen to show you what the buttons are set to right now. So I just muted myself. I use the third button now. Here you can see down here that I'm using that third button as so there you go. So if you have one of the other microphones that didn't have the mute, I was talking about Carlos earlier when you were asking about that. If you just step on this pedal, I can mute myself now. So really cool system here. I'm going to pull it up off of the floor. I was just kind of being sneaky there, showing it to you guys that way. And we'll take a quick look at it. I'll try not to break it too. How about that? Okay, it is heavy, which again is not a bad thing. Heavy is not bad when it comes to some of these devices. You can hear it. Now it has a couple features. If you just want 2 pedals, you can actually put in some posts that will actually block that middle pedal from running. So I'm going to bring it on the top-down rig so you guys can see this. So that is what the pedal looks like. Just like that. There we go. Great idea with the gaffer's tape. I have the same problem every time the cleaners clean. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's true. Thanks Modern Day Tech on Amazon. He's watching. So yeah, very cool. So this again, right pedal is what I have set to be mute. It's not plugged in right now, so it's not going to do anything. Center pedal I had for the picture in a picture, and if I want to go back to my webcam scene, I can do that. Very limited on the number of buttons. I know. It is what it is, right? You got 3 pedals, but I can't imagine. Now, guitarists have known this for years, that a pedal interface is the where it's at. So this is the Stream Deck pedal box that you get. I'm going to go ahead and open it. And there's the manual. It's going to talk all about how to do that stuff. And the middle pedal stoppers is what they call these. So that's one thing that you're going to get with it is middle pedal stoppers. Now, if you have different spring tensions that you want, you take the back of this off and you can replace the springs. This is the 700 level spring set. All the way up here is I think I saw 2000. So there's 4 different sets plus whatever you have in there right now. And that's the 4000 version. So that is the Stream Deck pedal. It does come, and I'm going to pull out the cable so we can see how long it is. It does come with a fairly long cable, because I was able to get this on the floor and I had a lot of slack left. I've already unplugged and dropped it once. Okay, pull this out. Here we go. So coming back to the front, my test for a pedal or a cord is that's 6 foot wingspan, so that's 6 feet, and another 3. So you got about a 9 foot 3 meter cord, I would say. So that's not bad. And the cord is of the type A to C. So you don't have to worry about this side, how you're plugging it in on the top there. And when you do plug it in, I'm going to show you that real quick. Sorry, I'm going to move around a little bit here. When you do plug it in, I'm going back over to my OBS, and now my voice probably looks closer to accurate. It's going to have a little blue light, and then, again, I'm just pressing the pedals, switching back and forth between my game. So super cool. Now, you don't have a visual indicator of mute like you do with a regular Stream Deck, but where I really, really want to use this, and this is totally cheating, but let's go do this. If you ever want to see one of my older live streams, not that they were any good, but if you ever want to see some of my older live streams, go down here to live streams on Amazon. And it's going to have past live streams. It's a little tiny link over on this side of the page, on the right side. One of the most common problems I ever had, like this was my firearm safety one, what you'll see is me constantly going back and hitting buttons to change camera angles. So this was an old live stream. What I wanted to be able to do was to look straight in the camera and then look straight into that camera and look straight into that camera and be able to switch cameras. And now I have something that's going to allow me to do that with the 3 pedals. So that is the Stream Deck. And you'll see me do this a lot in some of these other older streams where I have to keep reaching over. I know, because when I'm doing editing, I have to go reach over and do the edit, reach over and do the edit, take that little clip out. So super happy about that. Let me go back over here. I want to get over to Amazon, and I'm going to show you the Amazon page for the pedal one more time, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And we're kind of wrapping up here. Let me know in the chat if there's something I missed, or if you have questions about any sort of cool tech product. Modern Day Tech says the foot thing is bigger than we thought it would be, which is true. This is pretty decent size. Let me go ahead, and we got our bash that like button. Huh? You like that? That was from Lawrence Tech. Sorry. I'm nerding out for a second. Yeah, so as far as size, inches, it is about 9.5 inches wide, 7 inches tall. So, or sorry, 7 inches top to bottom. So that's the size of the unit right there. And again, Stream Deck pedal from Elgato. Elgato makes just about everything you could want from a streaming perspective. So really, really happy with those guys. This has been John the Net Guy. We are taking a look at the Elgato Stream Deck pedal. I'll pull it up one last time here on Amazon. It is $89.99 right now. And in my case, they can get it to me on Thursday. It is available with free Prime shipping. And I'm going to take a look at their pictures, because they're always better than the ones I take. And that's where you plug it in. So it goes underneath your desk. You literally have interchangeable springs, heavy duty. It is heavy duty. It fell once and it's doing just fine. And again, musicians, streamers can use it. And they're showing it to be like an audio mute, more just, I could see maybe applying one pedal to that. But then I think it would be really good for maybe a slide advance or something else, where you could really easily hands-free. I'm Spanish, I talk with my hands. You could do that really cool as well. So that's how you program it. Super easy. If you've ever programmed the Stream Deck, it's the same software. It's just different profiles in there. And it has a 5 meter, 16 foot up to, it says you can use. It comes with, I believe, a 9 foot cable. That's what I said, 3 meter cable. But you can go up to 16 feet out if you need to. Depends on where your production is. And there's all of the sets of springs that you get and everything that comes in it. So this has been John the Net Guy. Thank you guys for watching yet again. Drac Ryu, thank you so much for winning. And Modern Day Tech, you just snuck it in before the wire. Thank you so much for the Amazon follow. Do what he did. Or she. I have to go look. I haven't watched your channel yet, so sorry about that. I'm going to go take a look at your channel. Do what they did. And, give us a follow if you can on Amazon. If you want to take a look at my Amazon site, it's amazon.com/shop/thenetguy. if you give me a follow, help me get up to that A list. I can be on the Saturday shows. I can work with bigger brands. I can maybe even start giving away some Elgato gear. Who knows? Elgato, if you're watching, or if you're another brand and you want to get a hold of me, john@thenetguy.com. So that's the way you do it. And with that, I will say thank you to everybody that's been watching, and I'm going to go hang out with my wife and kids. So I will catch you guys all in the next video.